The early 2000s to mid 2010s are considered as the most violent era in video game history. And whilst the AAA side had its own controversies, there was also the indie side. Today, indie games are mostly light-hearted, cozy, or made to be enjoyed with friends. But back then, you had things like The Visitor, Hotline Miami, Cry of Fear, Whack Your Boss, Manhunt, Happy Wheels, and much more. But one game stood above them all for a while in this era. That game was Yandere Simulator, a stealth game that the creator Alex Mahan, aka Yandere, have described as Hitman meets anime. And unless you're unfamiliar with the concept of Yandere, it is essentially an anime archetype of a character, often female, who starts as normal but becomes dangerously obsessed and possessive, frequently resulting in violent or murderous actions to protect their romance. And that's basically the core idea of, well, Yandere Simulator. The game centers around the female protagonist Ayano Aishi, who is unable to feel any emotion whatsoever due to a mental hereditary condition. That changes when she meets Yamada, who she immediately falls in love with, being able to feel happy for the first time. Unfortunately, 10 other girls are also interested in Taro, which prompts Ayana to go on a killing spree of anyone who even dares to breathe in Taro's presence on her quest for love. The game first saw the light of day in 2014, and despite having almost nothing to show for itself back then, it was received surprisingly well amongst big names like Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, and Markiplier.
If you're coming right now, let me see it!
Getting millions of views, putting the game into the spotlight, and help it stay relevant during this era. And by the time Jack, Felix, and Mark all moved on from the game, Yansim had a decent following, with people like Jay from Cub Scouts or Bijou Mike making mostly weekly uploads, getting hundreds of thousands of views for nearly 10 years. It was becoming so popular, even having its own fan art and fan animations. However, as of today, the game is considered dead, thanks to its creator being involved in more controversies than Kanye West in recent years, and eventually being chased out of the internet so bad he even stopped updating the changelog of his game. Long story short, Yandere Dev is a piece of shit. He tried to have you kill kittens in his game, made minimal progress, and demanded Patreon support to keep the project going, defended panty shots as being a core gameplay mechanic necessary for the game, was offered help by TinyBuild but refused to update his shitty ass code, which ended the partnership, which he then blamed on them. He handles criticism so bad he tried to shut down similar project, and he also unsurprisingly groomed a minor. So yeah, the infamous Alex Mahan is in fact worse than Epstein. Okay, maybe not, but he's still a piece of shit. Hello everyone, my name is Marv. That pile of bones behind me, that's Bonnie, and he's currently on the lookout for Slovak IRS, as I have never committed tax evasion. Now, I may not be the first one to have this video idea, but I had this footage on my computer since 15th of January, so I probably fucking suck at editing. All you need to know is we need to get rid of our rival Osana before she can confess her love to our senpai. There were supposed to be 10 rivals in this game, but 2 of them are actually in the game as of 2026. There are many different ways to get rid of a rival in Yandere Simulator, but they all fall into 3 categories: murder, manipulation, or befriending. And I'll be trying to beat the game in each one of these ways to get a good feeling before I slander the shit out of it. So with nothing else left to be said, Pest Marv, take it from here. Let's see how this game looks in the Big 26.
Yandere Simulator is supported by the following sponsors.
That guy is fucking AI generated. Play as Ayano Aishi in the year 2026. This mod is still in development and features 2 rivals to eliminate. Play as Ryuba Aishi in the year 1989. This mod is complete. This dude, he ain't even completed the main game in 12 years, and he already made a DLC. Amazing. Yeah, so not exactly a great first impression so far, but let's just start the first playthrough. I'm sure the game is gonna get better. Also, why is this stupid bloom effect set to like astigmatism mode by default? Oh yeah, and also an important detail to know, this game will be played on the hardest difficulty. Just remember that for now. What gender is your ideal lover? Well, mine would be a female, but it's still not implemented after 14 fucking years. Okay, this is my lover. He failed school 14 times, and he's taking both scholarship and retirement. I guess you can say she's into older men. I'm willingly choosing to torture myself. Now, after creating my lover, who surely no one ever mistook for a teacher, I checked out the possible elimination methods. I thought the pool and the fan elimination methods were the most evil. And after a bit of thought, I went with the fan one, as I think it's by far the most brutal one in the game. Perfect for showing how the Arkham Joker is somehow more sane than Yandere.
Hey.
What's up?
I saw you stalking an upperclassman today. Yeah, I'm on a show, man. You on a football team with Drew Nang on a good.
This is InfoChain. She'll be providing me with hints, favors and schemes on how to eliminate Osana. Personally, I hate her and think she makes this game even worse, but we'll get to that later in the video. Oh yeah, the way you get different attributes in this game is by changing... I forgot about this, there were definitely signs, bro. Now after arriving to school, we can observe the tsundere being mad at an elderly man for being a little forgetful.
Bля, bro, thank you very much. Your mother dead.
Sorry, man.
Okay, bro, no problem.
And now's the time you may be wondering why I can't just kill Osana when she's alone. And that's because she never is. In fact, Osana has a personal bodyguard 24/7 that could 1v1 prime Conor McGregor.
You won't get away with this!
This is Rybro, and she, much like any other girl BFF, follows Osana everywhere. So if we want to get rid of Osana, we'll first need to get rid of Rybro, and fighting her is definitely not an option. So we either need a knight with a suppressor or a distraction. And since we are in Japan and not the US, the latter would be much easier to accomplish. And thanks to our new friend, we know exactly how. How the fuck can you predict the future in Fortune? I guess because she's like hacking everyone at the same time. Okay, these tracks get old really quick, so I'm just gonna... Wait, actually, I know what I can do. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me. See, Rybro is, unsurprisingly, a former martial arts member, and the leader, Budo, would like to have a spar session with her, but is scared to ask her directly, for whatever reason. So if you accept his task, you can just tell Rybro to go see him, and she'll happily just leave Osana's side to dap up her homie one more time. Simple enough? Wrong. See, Budo is actually a paranoid fucking idiot, because unlike any other student in the game, he won't trust you with his task until you befriend all of his friends. So now I have to complete not just one, but 5 tasks, so let's just get to it. This guy wants me to beat his ass, this girl wants me to mop up her mess, this other girl wants me to fix the broken dummy, and this last guy wants me to smuggle him a dumbbell that he could have perfectly gotten himself, but whatever. And since now just about anything in this game is seen as suspicious, I had to rely on stealth. Wait, what? Yeah, it turns out the stealth in this so-called stealth game is just incredibly easy, to the point that I could put on a high visibility vest and a traffic cone on my head, and these fuckers will still take like 5 seconds to notice me. I also forgot to mention the guy that I was fighting, by the way. He's supposed to be like the second hardest in this game, and I beat him by pressing 3 buttons, so yeah, that's that. And even though the closest I've been to Asia was probably Turkey, even I noticed that something was off in this game. Fun fact about Japanese skirts is they're not this length. They're actually supposed to be knee-high, but some Japanese schoolgirls cut them to be shorter, to appear like cuter. So the fact that Yandere dev has done 0 research, aside from the fucking isekai hentais he definitely watches, he would have known this. Because everyone in this school has miniskirts, when the actual skirts, they look like this. And with all these students befriended, we can go home, because the martial arts club only trains before school. So tomorrow's the night. Or the day. Why the fuck did I try to reference Dexter? I don't even know, it didn't even sound cool, what the f. Okay, we've prepared everything. Now it's time to execute the plan. And Osana. Step 1. Get rid of anime girl Mike Tyson. Step 2. Leave a note in Osana's locker and arrange a meeting. Step 3. Wait for the slowpoke tsundere to make her way to the meeting point. Step 4. Screwdriver. And lastly, step 5. Strawberry juice. Oh my god. I can't show this on YouTube. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell, man. I guess elimination method complete. I didn't say we have to successfully get away with it after the next one. Oh fuck, I'm gonna be seen. I mean, like, oh shit. Dude, you saw nothing. And thus, with Osana and whoever the other dude was dead and gone from this world, it's time to roll it back. This time we have to operate from the shadows and keep Osana alive. 2 methods that can solve our dilemma this time are expulsion or bullying. And I made the terrible decision of picking expulsion. You'll see why, but I'll give you a hint. No, know he's a hood rat from Bronx. Bro, this is the only time I'm having fun in this game. And now from here on out, the things get a lot more frustrating. Last time we managed to kill Osana by Tuesday, but here we'll have to utilize every single day of the week as the expulsion itself can only occur on Friday. The idea is that I have to frame Osana for something different each day. On Monday, it's pro-Israeli propaganda. To do that, we'll first need to steal her phone. And here is where our biggest problem lies. See, Yandere Simulator has no clever pickpocket minigame like any enjoyable game out there. Instead, you need a water cooler. Yes, you heard that correctly, a fucking water cooler. And the idea is that you create a tripwire trap using brown paint, a thread and a masking tape. And once you create this atrocity, it never actually works. That shit is so noticeable that Osana doesn't fall for it 90% of the time. Worst of all, there is no other way to do this and you have to repeat this twice. So, to save you a lot of time, I'll just show you the successful attempts each time, but no, this stupid mechanic single-handedly almost made me scrap the entire video. But let's take it right from the beginning. We start our day by watching the tsundere demand child support, getting all the required materials, observe the groundbreaking AI of Yandere Simulator. It's just a fucking measuring tape, bro, what the fuck? Create this monstrosity, and I'm not even gonna comment on how much strength you actually need to run with that shit. Use Osana's predetermined route to splash her with water, as there's literally no other way I know of doing this. Wait for Osana to take a bath, steal her phone, take a picture, put the phone down on her desk, snitch. Monday complete. On Tuesday, we'll need to frame Osana for stealing.
Stole that shit.
And we do that by, once again, you guessed it, setting up a water trap. This time for this girl, and she takes a bath, we steal her shit, put it in Osana's handbag, and again snitch. That completes our mission for Tuesday. Now Wednesday was a good day. We needed to frame Osana for smoking. No water cooler required from here on out, thankfully. So we planted some highly inconspicuous listening devices around the school and requested a drop of Fent. Now all I have to do was put it in her bag and snitch once again. I wonder how it's not weird to the guidance counselor that I'm the only one snitching on a seemingly perfect student. Not only that, but you'd think a girl who's been falsely convicted 3 times already would be way more paranoid than she is. But instead, she just keeps leaving her stuff unattended for a reverse pickpocket like me. Remember, this is supposed to be the hardest difficulty, by the way. Thursday is my personal favorite. We needed a picture of Osana damaging school property. So we sabotaged the vending machine and gave Osana some salty snack. After that, she goes to buy a drink, but oh, well, the machine does not work. And in her crash out, she turns into fucking Bruce Lee and starts roundhouse kicking the shit out of that vending machine. At least this time I can't even say I framed her. And lastly, on Friday, we needed to steal an answer sheet and frame Osana for cheating. We get a radio, turn it on outside the faculty room and draw out the teacher, steal the answer sheet, copy the sheet, return the original using a different method as the gym teacher is surely suspicious. Just kidding, the dumb bitch didn't even take the radio. Return the sheet, go to class, slip the answer sheet into Osana's desk and snitch. And with that, it's over. Just like that. There's barely even a cutscene, you just get a text prompt that you eliminated Osana and yeah, kinda underwhelming. We've now officially beaten the game the most boring and frustrating way. Now it's time to pull a JoJo Chapter 3 and befriend all of our rivals. Or well, just one of the 2 that are in the game. Did I mention this game has been in development for 12 years? Okay, this time he's Jean-Pierre Polnareff from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Our friend Osana bin Laden here actually has a dark secret. Well, other than the fact that she's into grandpas, we learn more by spying on her throughout the day. The first time at 7:30 when she goes to take a call, you know, the same route as last time, and I hide in the most inconspicuous spot known to man. This game somehow makes MGS's cardboard disguise look viable compared to whatever the fuck is going on here. And to summarize the call, Osana is being threatened by a stalker who thinks she's an anime character brought to life into visiting his house for... I don't even want to know. The interesting part is that this man has a hostage and is threatening to execute them if Osana does not comply or tries to call the cops.
Why did something like this have to happen?
Bro, the dumbass synchronized animation is what just takes the immersion and throws it out the window. Later after school, Osana shares this with Rybro, and we learn that the hostage is in fact Osana's cat. Well, as a cat person, I finally understand Osana's struggle, and despite having a kung fu master by her side, she decides to keep Ryborough out of it. Dumb decision, but perfect opportunity for me to make an entrance. So I approach Osana and complete her task to befriend her. Yeah, she's okay with giving tasks to strangers, fucking Budo, I swear to God. All I had to do was find a foam charm in a maze, by the way. After this, Osana is officially our friend. Now all I have to do is arrange a meeting with my newfound Orange Hatsume Miku friend and offer help. Where is it that easy? Is that easy compared to the other method? Here is where we finally confront Osana and I guess Ryborough too about the issue and offer help. Now I ain't even gonna lie when I say this is where the game got fun for me again. See, finally we were getting some actual story, character development for both the rival and the protagonist, and no menial stupid fetch quests, not to mention a new area. Sneak inside the house, there are multiple ways inside. Okay, that's one way to do it. Okay.
Now, where did I put that cake mix?
Now it's definitely not just me when I say that this house's interior feels way too big. And also the layout of the house itself makes like 0 sense. Now this is where the positive side of the game sadly ended. Why is your room so fucking big?
Oh, Miyuki, my love, my queen, my goddess. I knew you were real. You will belong to me. I will possess you. I will own all of you, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet.
Bitch, what?
The more I hear, the less I want to know. Don't mind me.
Who are you? How did you get in here? Are you one of my sister's friends? No, don't! Stop that!
What the fuck are you gonna do?
Get away with this!
Whoa. Whoa, what the fuck? The broken state of this fucking game just never ceases to amaze me. Is this easy, by the way? Just pressing fucking button. That's not edited in. No, bro, you can't be serious. You can't be serious. Alex, bro, please. Tell me you ain't serious, bro. Someone has to teach this man how to use better stock audio and video effects. Kitty.
Oh my god! That's my cat!
Why is her text on the right side when it's me texting? And you cannot make the argument because in the very first scene it was the correct way around, okay? I'm just pointing the facts. And with the cat rescued and Osana officially homied, I'm happy to report that I've successfully beaten Yandere Simulator in 2026. Strangely, this last playthrough felt the most immersive, I guess, with decent voice acting, no annoying mechanics, no fucking fetch quests, and even some story elements and, well, a new area that could definitely use some polish. Isn't it quite ironic that the good unrendering is done the best in a game that should be about killing, blackmailing, stalking and whatever? I mean, we're still no saint at the end of the day because breaking and entering is still a crime, but I was saving a life, so maybe the jury would be on my side if I got caught, who knows? I mean, the bar barely moved and it's still so low that only an ant with dwarfism would be able to fit under it. My ratings would be 5 out of 10 for the murder gameplay, 0 out of 10 for the manipulation gameplay, fuck that shit honestly, and the friendship is magic gets like a 7 out of 10. In conclusion, Yandere Dev definitely beat more than he can chew, but I'll give some credit where credit is due. So I'll start with the upsides. The game has okay voice acting, even though only like 10% of the dialogues are actually voice acted. The school is decorated nicely, and that's it. And now for the downsides, and there's 3 whole pages of it, so if you don't mind, I'll just be reading off the script. The game is supposed to have 10 rivals, but all the gameplay mechanics get old after just 1. After you kill Osana, you've basically seen 90% of the game. I know that I only scratched the surface, but there are also mechanics that are so badly executed I didn't even bother putting them into the video. So here they are. The tutorial is supposed to teach you the game's core mechanics. I however skipped right to the final test and aced it on like my first try. It teaches you the same sneaking mechanic not once, not twice, not thrice, but 4 times, just to have you then use the giggle mechanic to lure over the rival, kill her, chop her up, and that's it. Final test, by the way. Next up is the conversation system, where you just go to a random student, pick a topic they might enjoy, which 90% of the time you can tell which club they are in, and you just go, hello, full government name. Gosh, I really love name of subject. And without asking who the fuck you are, they just go, oh my god, I feel the same way. Oh, she's got the homophobia. Doing this raises your reputation. What does the reputation do, you might ask? Absolutely fucking nothing. It only lets you accept tasks from more popular students or cause a game over once it goes too low. Fun fact, Alex himself said that the reputation system is supposed to differentiate Yandere Simulator from the Hitman series. It's not going well for him. Next up is the atmosphere system. If you kill too many students, the game's atmosphere will drop. You'll get a grayscale filter, the music slows down, and the students will appear scared. That's it, and it's also back to normal the next week, and no students withdraw from the school. A literal serial killer attends.
He was a serial killer who bragged about killing people.
You can actually kill every single student except for Senpai, and he'll still come to school the next day. Well, unless it's Friday, obviously. Speaking of which, the school itself does almost absolutely nothing about this very serious issue. Unless you kill one of the faculty members. Then the school transforms into a fucking Alcatraz overnight. They install metal detectors, cameras, fucking sniper towers and whatnot. There is also a whole town which is just a small oversaturated street with possibly AI generated NPCs where you can buy shit or get a haircut. A large part of Yandere Simulator are supposed to be clubs. You can join a club, you get a certain benefit from each club. The best one is probably the music club because the songs are actually fire and made by real artists. It's a shame it's stuck in a game like Yandere Simulator. 90% of the students are in a club. For some reason, Alex made it so obvious which club they are in. It's just plain stupid. I can get behind the dyed hair, aprons, headbands, yeah, cameras, okay, that shit is expensive. But who the fuck walks around the school looking like this goofy dude? Why is there an occult club in the school? And better yet, why the fuck are the science students building a whole ass sex bot? Senpai has the same ending cutscene on the first week no matter how you deal with Osana. And my personal nitpick, InfoChan. Because that bitch shouldn't even exist in my opinion. She operates from a fucking high school and her doors aren't even locked. Yet she's portrayed as some sort of urban legend that can hack the Pentagon. Moreover, her services are a must and take all the need to gather information yourself out of the game like in the Hitman games. Missed Osana's Monday call? No worries, just purchase the info from InfoChan. Or the entire elimination method for that matter. Or even better, give her 5,000 info points and she'll send an IDF drone to ice that bitch herself. So yeah, Yandere Simulator in 2026 is still terrible. You'll probably have a better experience watching grass grow or paint dry, or listening to the new FIFA song for that instance. The saddest part is that the idea is somehow still kinda interesting. Hell, after playing it for so long, I can safely report that watching YouTubers was way more interesting, way more fun than actually playing it myself. How were the YouTubers able to enjoy this game for that long? Well, other than the paycheck, of course. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. If this video does well, maybe I'll check out the DLC, the 1980s mode, but yeah, but that's gotta be it from me. Take care. Peace.